D-Day took place on June 6, 1944 in Normandy, France.
The Germans, British, and Americans fought against each other in this battle. 425,000 troops were involved on D-Day. This battle lasted approximately 6 hours. Dwight D. Eisenhower, Bernard Montgomery, Omar Bradley, Gerd von Rundstedt, Erwin Rommel, Leogar von Schweppenberg were the commanders and leaders of this battle. The commander's role was to prepare their troops for a battle and to make sure they all had the equipment, tools, and strategy needed to be victorious. The British and American side lost 10,000 casualties, and Germany lost somewhere between 4,000 to 9,000 casualties. The technology and warfare used in this war were pistols, machine guns, rifles, hand grenades, flamethrowers, tractors, shotguns, aircrafts, and warships. 8. The Battle of Normandy, also known as D-Day, took place on June 6, 1944, and freed Western Europe of Nazi control. This battle required a lot of strategy and the serious injuries and deaths of many troops. The Allies, England and America, planned to trick the Germans to pave the way for themselves to win the battle. British and Canadian forces landed on 5 beaches along the coast of Normandy. All of northern France had gained freedom from Nazi control, and the Allies eventually defeated the Germans. D-Day was a significant factor leading to the complete freedom of Europe.
The Battle of the Bulge occurred on December 16, 1944 to January 24, 1945, in the Ardennes, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Nazi Germany. On one side of the fight was the U.S., the U.K., France, Canada, Belgium, and the Luxembourg residents against Nazi Germany. The Germans originally had 200,000 men in the initial fight, with 67,200 to 100,000 casualties. The Americans started with 610,000 men with 89,000 casualties. 40-day-long and costly battle occurred from December 16, 1944 to January 24, 1945. On the U.S. side, some major commanding officers were Dwight Eisenhower from the U.S. and the Supreme Allied Commander, Bernard Montgomery from England, Omar N. Brandon, part of the 12th Army Group, Courtney Hodges, part of the 1st Army Group, and George S. Patton, who was part of the 3rd U.S. Army. On the German side, the commanding officers were Adolf Hitler, the Supreme Leader, Walter Model, part of Army Group B, Gerd von Rundstedt, Hazel von Manteuffel, both part of the 5th Army, and Sepp Dietrich, who was part of the 6th Panzer Army. The icy, cold, long, and brutal Battle of the Bulge was significant because of a multitude of reasons. The main 3 are as follows. First, it was the launch of the major last German offensive war. In other words, it was an attempt to push Allied forces to the front line from northern France to northwestern Belgium. Instead, the American forces contained the battle and heavier losses came from the German side. With that said, the second reason it was so significant was the loss of the German force. The Germans began to lose hope in sight of what they really wanted. With the many killed, including strong generals, and many weapons lost, including tanks, the Germans lost their drive. The last reason the Battle of the Bulge was so significant was because not only Nazi Germany coming to an end, there was a profound effect on soldiers of that time. The hard and cold winters made the fight just that much harder. The atrocities and massacres of citizens to the soldiers freezing to death, the Battle of the Bulge was of many significance to World War II. Overall, D-Day and Battle of the Bulge were very significant battles in World War II.